Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to see how we can find the area of a parallelogram, how we can demonstrate it in the classroom to our students. We will relate the area of parallelogram to a previous concept known by the students, that is area of a rectangle, and it will be very easy for them to remember it. So now let's get started. So first of all, what do we need to do is we are going to draw a parallelogram on a graph sheet, right? So the first thing required is a graph sheet, the pencil and a ruler. So you can draw it along with me. You can see I am drawing a parallelogram here. So of a desired size you can make a parallelogram, right? And while our students will be making this parallelogram, they will come to know that the opposite sides are of equal length and they are also parallel to each other, because they can simply count the number of squares and they can measure the lengths, right? So this is the first parallelogram I have obtained. Now what I need to do is I need to construct a similar parallelogram. I need to draw a similar parallelogram here also. So for this I am taking a cutout of this, and then I will be drawing a congruent parallelogram. So the concept of congruency, while we are doing this chapter of perimeter and area, so the concept of congruency is already being done in the class, because the chapter of congruent triangles comes ahead of it. So here you can see I'm almost done. And now what I am going to do, I am going to draw another parallelogram here. So I am just going to mark the vertex, and then later on I will be joining them with a scale. I have just marked the vertex, and now I am going to draw it with this ruler. You will come to know that why I am drawing two congruent figures. Soon you will come to know. So now let's take a cutout of this one also. Children, teachers make sure that whenever our students are doing activity in the class, it's always good that they work in team or they work in pairs. Because while working in pairs, you know, our slow learners, they also become very active. Now by doing this activity up to this point, one point will be very clear in the mind of each and every student of our class, that the opposite sides of parallelogram are parallel and equal. Now you can see I have got how many parallelograms? I have got two parallelograms. Now let's keep these two parallelograms on this sheet of paper, white paper. Right? Now what we need to do, what we need to ask our students, we will ask them that you have to join this vertex and you have to draw a perpendicular downwards. So either they can draw a 90-degree angle, or simply they can draw along the line of the graph sheet, this way, in both the sheets. Now you have to ask them to take any two different colors of their choice, as they will be able to see two different shapes here. In this figure they will be seeing two different parts. One is the right angled triangle and another they will be saying a trapezium. Similarly here also, right? So here we can introduce another new shape to them, that is a trapezium. They'll come to know about the trapezium also. Now we can ask our students that they have to take any two colors of their choice and they have to color the right angle triangle with one color in both the figures and the remaining part with the other color in both the figures. So I have taken a red color and now I am coloring it. And for the right angled part I have used the red color, and for the trapezium part I am using this blue color. Now you can see I am done with the coloring part. Now what we have to ask our students, we have to ask them to cut the triangular part from the first figure, right, and paste the trapezium part on the sheet. So I am using a glue for it. Right? And now what we have to ask them, we have to ask them, instead of pasting it here, we will be pasting it on the other side, on the right side. So let's paste it. We can beautify it by providing margin. I'll be using small scale for this. See, the boundaries must be defined very accurately, only then our students will come to know. Right? And now let's paste the other figure, the figure number 2, just adjacent to it. Now dear teachers, we can ask them that what is the shape of the figure 1 now. So it's very clearly visible that the shape of figure 1 is a rectangle. And after marking the boundaries, it is again, let's see what shape we will be getting. Teachers, simultaneously the students, we can ask them to find the perimeter of the figures also, right? So they will relate it, that the perimeter is also coming the same or not. Fine. So this is a parallelogram. Now our next question to the student should be, what is the area of a rectangle? Obviously they will say area of a rectangle is length multiplied by breadth, right? So this is the length and this is the breadth. And if we can relate, what has become the breadth? This height of the parallelogram, this altitude has become the breadth, and length remains the length only. So in the case of parallelogram, we'll call it a base. So instead of writing length, I am writing base multiplied by height or multiplied by altitude. Base multiplied by altitude, on relating it with figure number 2, which is nothing but the area of a parallelogram. So that is B into H. Okay.